Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Rob, back with my channel /Shell here, and doing a post-workout walk. It's a little bit of while between the workout. I got that finished at 10. It's now coming up on 11:30ish to 12. Now I'm just waiting for all those videos to load. They should all be loaded and all public by now. Now I'm just doing a 30-minute walk here, and after all that, won't be going home. We'll be going out to take care of the stuff I need to take care of. I'm just pricing out some items I'm gonna need here. I'm gonna redo my office here and actually get myself like real office mats and a real office chair, office desk, that kind of thing. And then price out a few other things that I'm gonna need. I'm actually gonna try to do something unique here. That is not an unloading and loading protocol, but something similar with a wheelbarrow, where I just wheelbarrow the weight around. I've lost a lot of weight doing that in the past, and definitely try that again. And then that's all I have today, so I'm gonna need to get myself a reinforced wheelbarrow here. So I guess my first stop after the walk is Home Depot. And I am pretty lucky. This exercise program that I'm on is actually working out for me. Unless I'm going out to dinner with friends or anything like that, I've pretty much sworn fast food pretty much off, unless, I keep saying unless here, it's because like if I'm far away from the house, or I just had no time to meal prep, something like that. Keep going here. But that should be okay. I went and did some grocery shopping, so I've got good food that I can cook up within 10 minutes. So my primary nutrition right now is like canned food and those type of frozen foods you see at the store, where it's just a mixture of different foods that are frozen together, but they're already cooked, and just heat it up and you have something good in 10 minutes. Something along those lines. And then paying off all the debt I have. Luckily I'm almost done here, so I just have a few other things I got to take care of. I got the car 98% taken care of, so that's actually really nice. Actually happy about that one. So no engine lights, nothing like that. I think the kicking could be the AC motor starting to go. AC has never been serviced, so I gotta look at that. And I don't have much of anything else going on today other than my after workout walk here. I'll switch and call it a morning walk if I get up early enough and go out and walk in the morning before I exercise. But that won't be the case, because it does take a little while to film these videos, so it's always best to do that first, bugs, and get that out of the way. So that's the plan so far. I guess the other thing I gotta look at is cleaning out and detailing the vehicle. I'll get to that. There's a couple of internal pieces that are missing. I'll try to fix that. New seats. The seats, one of the seats I have is ripped, so I'll work on that. This is all just this is all just stuff that is just cosmetic, make the vehicle look nice. The engine, the wheels, the undercarriage, all that stuff is good to go. I've driven around a couple times, drove it to work on Friday. That's all good. Last stuff I need to take care of is all cosmetic stuff. As soon as I get that all taken care of. That car will be my daily driver for now, and then that will be all for the meantime. Save up my money from there. Kind of explore the area a little bit. Probably within the next 2 weeks, I'll get the blinkers on the vehicle taken care of so it can pass state inspection. Possibly do that today. I'll have a look at that. Do a walk around, see which blinker is not working. But I got plenty of time, I'll find out. I'm not really driving it unless I have to. I might get myself a newer laptop here so I can do a better recording of the videos, a more clear, crisp picture. But that's all plans for like down the way. Other than that, I have nothing else going on today. Really want to do is I want to go see the new Suicide Squad movie, see what that's about. Oh. I know later on today I got to do some more work on my projects. I haven't been able to get to it. For the last couple days, because I've been trying to finish up a few other things here. But I'll work all that out. I'll get all that finished. Been working a lot with the RPG Maker. That's a lot of fun. I really enjoy that. Still learning the ropes on it. But it's great to see everything you learn in development rolled up into a program and see how it actually all works. I really like that. And I'm thinking about putting myself through a development boot camp school, so we'll see what that's. I'm going to look more into that. The problem is all the schools that have come recommended to me are like in the San Francisco and Seattle area, so there'll be like a 3-hour time gap, but I can make it work. Got through my exercises really quickly today. That was actually kind of nice. Got all that filmed and loaded up. since this week 2, and I've got 6 more months of this, going all the way out to February. February, I can't say it. Got a long ways to go. Now, I was doing these exercises before I started putting them on video, and I'll do that for a couple weeks just to make sure if they're suitable to even put up on my channel. I don't want to do anything too complex or too difficult. If people decide that they want to try these exercises out, I do recommend doing your research on kettlebells before you try using them. I recommend doing a lot of YouTube research, picking up a light kettlebell, testing the techniques, getting the grip right, all that kind of stuff. And the reason why I recommend this is currently, like, I'm on the East Coast, and it could just be my area, but I don't see a lot of people who teach RQC. That's the certification for kettlebells, and I don't see a lot of kettlebell instructors here. In fact, it's 0 to none so far that I've seen. Doesn't mean they're not out there. It's just I haven't really seen. I haven't really seen any type of schools or training that's specific to kettlebell in this area. There could be more in New York, there could be more in DC. I'm not really sure. I am planning a trip up to DC, probably in a couple weeks, just by myself. And then I plan on doing a walking tour, a guided walking tour of Chinatown and a few other parts of DC. But the reason why I chose Chinatown is because I want to do a comparison to the Seattle version and the San Francisco version. And I think there might be one in LA. It's been a long time. But I just like to do comparisons of places. A good example is when I go into the Hardee's over here and call it Carl's Jr. by mistake. Sometimes I forget because I see the big star. So I grew up, strictly Carl's Jr. and Jack in the Box. Unfortunately, there's no Jack in the Box out here. There is Jack in the Box in the next state over, I believe, and we're not that far away. I might do a Jack in the Box pilgrimage and put that on video as well, just to show what that's like. Eat 20 Jack in the Box tacos and get extraordinarily sick. I did that one day on vacation. Kind of gotten used to the heat around here, so I don't mind the heat. But it'd be great if I was in a cooler area where the air conditioning was just turned on all year round. Let's see here. I did say I'll have to do a video on the normal nutrition that I'm doing. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just eating less and eating more of normal food. And a video on the supplements I'm using. It rained here last night, so that's the end result. It was storming when I got out of the grocery store. I will also do a video about driving around here when it's raining and flooding, because this place is flat, and all it does here is just It's flood. All it does is flood here. And it kind of makes me wonder. Yes, I'm going to call it the backwind times. Kind of makes me wonder about those times. In like the early 1800s, 1700s. And how people coped living here. Because it's not like I know it's documented, but it's not like in Seattle or San Francisco where they raise the city 10 feet above the ground and then they build on top of that. So there's like an underground area. Seattle and San Francisco have that. And it's interesting to do the underground tours, but then there are places you can't go because there are still people who live there. There are parts of Seattle that are raised up so high you can go down in there and like see buildings and stuff like that. Older buildings at ground level. So all that kind of stuff just kind of makes me wonder about how people coped living here without any like cars or air conditioning or technology or anything like that. But hey, man, I mean, the weather here is what it is. They just, not recently, but they took down the Alaskan Way Viaduct. And if you walk around Pioneer Square and visit some of the underground areas, you can see black and white pictures of the 1940s when the Alaskan Way Viaduct was just a walking bridge into Seattle. And then they turned it into something for cars. And then they recently tore it down and went with the East Coast style underground tunnels, which is not really Seattle-ish, but all the people who were doing the light rail projects, all those folks, they weren't from Seattle. They were all from the East Coast. So I mean, it's pretty obvious to see how it all ended up the way it ended up. All the people who headed it up were not local people. I'm talking about the sound project and all that other stuff. I guess I'm partially wrong. Some of them were. I mean, there's a lot of good government employees and good executives who live in Seattle who also made that hospital. But I think the leadership might have been all from the East Coast. Well, that's a topic for another day. That was a couple of years ago. By this point, suppose it doesn't really matter in the long run what sort of civic projects you have if your city falls apart. So that could be something. But the two driving points of me doing this exercise was to show that possibly a normal person can have the drive and make a change, and then two, it was possible. So that's why I put all this stuff up on YouTube. And that's weight wise. I've lost about 40 pounds working with the kettlebell, give or take. I mean, that weight tends to fluctuate if I eat food, which I have. So when I weighed in this morning, was down to around 335, and then I ate some food after my workout, so I know that kind of went up a little bit. But it depends on how much you eat and what your nutrition is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, the heat's just really getting to me. I'm trying to stay in the shade here. And then I'm going to try to expand these walks to other parts of Virginia and stuff like that. And then as far as the kettlebells go, I'm gonna keep going up in weight until my body just can't take it anymore. So right now I'm at 52.2 pounds. Everything except for 35, 45, and 50-pound weights. Almost all the other weights are measured in kilograms. So that's why they're slightly off when it comes to pounds. So my kettlebell is 24 kilograms. So far it's not bad. I really like it. I thought about picking up another one and doing a 2 kettlebell workout program after this, but I've decided just to stick with one and then just slowly make a change. So the next weight up, I'm not sure why it's such a high jump, but it's 63.3 pounds. I'm trying to remember how much that is in kilograms. Somewhere in the 50-ish range. And then beyond that, it evens out to 70, 80, 90. And then for some reason, actually it's actually 92.2. And then for some reason, the 100-pound kettlebell comes in at like 102.2. So around 90, the pounds begin to fluctuate back into kilograms. But that's just how they are. So not much you can do about it, really. But I think the farthest I'll go is just using a 100-pound kettlebell, or 102.2 kettlebell when it comes to pounds. Then I don't think I'll go any further than up than that. I may include a barbell program, but so far everything I'm doing was meant to be a 3-year program of progression. So that's why I have adding one set at the end of every month. Then of course there's the kind of the quasi problem of adding more sets and keeping it within a reasonable time range. So I've been experimenting with shortening the rest lengths between each set. So far I think I'm doing okay. The part where I really struggle is the 2 compound exercises I have on Thursdays. Those videos are about 15 minutes, but man, talk about a lot of work. But those 2 exercises have actually done the most work in forcing my body to make a change. So I'm glad I included them. Every Thursdays I feel like I'm pushing myself to the limit or just slightly above it, which is kind of where I want to be. And then as a result of coming down in weight, I actually have shirts that I have that fit really well. So I really like that. Like my Modesto Con shirt. When I went to Modesto Con a few years ago, that was a lot of fun. And I'm proud to say it was a con that I went to that I haven't gotten kicked out of. That was actually kind of exciting. I went twice. In case anybody's wondering, I got kicked out of PAX a couple times, and then it wasn't Securicon, I think it was the Penny Arcade, and that was like for not like observing the rules and stuff like that. So if you just show up, you can buy tickets at the door, but nobody tells you what the rules are. And there's rules around, like, you know, photography and stuff like that, especially at PAX, because you know, there's like newer games coming out and stuff like that. But if you go out and book your tickets offline, you can read what the rules are around stuff like that. But I wasn't really doing photography of games or anything like that. I was just walking around with a camera like this. But it wasn't until like my third time somebody told me that, because I always just go up and buy my tickets at the door. So like usually on the day of, if you want to get in, tickets were like around $60 ish. Then they go up the next day, and then they go up the next day. So yeah, that wasn't really a big deal. And of course, all the times I've gone to the PAX and the Penny Arcade, I didn't always have a camera on me. So it was few and far in between that I got kicked out of those places. Still, man, they're a lot of fun. I don't know if they'll be held. I don't know if they were held last year or this year, so I don't know about that. I like to go to PAX East while I'm out here and hopefully not get myself kicked out. But I mean, you never know. And then maybe play some like some Magic the Gathering, stuff like that. And one day I might actually go into those times I got kicked out. I don't know. It was definitely interesting times, that's for sure. This is a couple of years ago. But it seems like today, with the way everybody's getting bombarded with media, it seems like interesting times today. And that there are friends out there I have in the world who are not from here that I talk to, and they don't really experience anything like this because I mean, unless you're living in a major city, there's not a whole lot of media to really go around. So I think that's interesting. It doesn't mean they don't have like internet connections out in villages or anything like that. They definitely have that, but I don't think they have. I don't know if they have like the type of speeds that facilitate is what I'm trying to say, like streaming and stuff like that. I know when I was out in Mount Yosemite and hiking around there, and you go and see the shacks for like forestry officers and stuff like that. I mean, they have modern amenities in there, but they're on dial-up lines. That could have changed. I mean, it's been almost like 5 or 6 years. Same with Alaska. You go out to villages out there, they have a strong internal network, but it's still isolated from the rest of the world, and they've got maybe like one fiber line going in and stuff like that. And then everything else, or like all the local houses could be on dial-up or something like that. I definitely saw that in smaller villages out in Alaska. That could have all changed. I mean, it's been like 6 to 8 years since I've been to Alaska. But I mean, that was all a lot of fun back then. Getting to hike some portions of Alaska. Gosh, I think I was in Juneau when I was there. I got to go see a it's not an iceberg. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Glacier, that's it. I got to go see the glacier in Juneau. That was a lot of fun. They had a nice little restaurant that had some type of borscht soup, so that was really good. But overall, I think my favorite place to visit in what are the words I'm looking for? in Alaska was Ketchikan, Alaska. Man, I really enjoyed that place. If I can get a chance, I'll probably go back. Well, I'm at the end of my walk here. That being said, I'll catch you guys in another video. Take it easy.